real estate is about to have a massive change. We are coming to 2025 and some big things are coming down the line. And heck, very, very soon, we're going to have some other massive changes when it comes to real estate, which is going to have big impacts to wholesaling real estate. When it comes to your marketing, there's going to be massive new changes happening in January. Heck, whatever happens today, tomorrow, the next day, there's going to be some massive changes too. And what I need to do is give you all of the data, the information, and these new massive changes happening in real estate wholesaling. Now, you're not going to like some of them. Some of you might like, I don't know. But I'm telling you, there's going to be pretty much three major, big, massive things that we have to really understand in wholesaling real estate so we can actually go out here and understand these big changes. Now, I am live right now, and today is election day in the United States of America. And the reason why I'm doing it now and I'm doing it today is because we have to kind of talk about what's going on. A lot of people, I think, have a lot of misinformation when it comes to wholesaling and real estate about how, it's, if this guy gets in, wholesaling's doomed. And if this gal gets in, wholesaling's doomed. And really, this is not a whole political thing. This is not if this works, it's great. That honestly, we'll talk about both candidates if you really want to. I'm going to spoil it for you. It's not going to change if you get rich or not. It is going to have big changes on wholesaling, and you're probably going to be kind of shocked at some of these changes. I don't think a lot of people, they look on like the big, like, oh, wow, this is the big thing happening, right? This is the big, when really it's not that. It's really going to be exactly the new marketing laws and regulations going in wholesaling too. And some big changes I've seen when it comes to texting, some massive changes for cold calling for 2025 that frankly, I kind of waited today to see if there's going to be any big other changes. And I have not. And so we're here to talk about it. We are here to break this all down and share with you. So let's kind of break down the big three things right now that we have to discuss. Number one, real estate prices in 2025 are going to have complete and utter change. Okay. Real estate has changed. Wholesaling is utter change. Being a human being has a lot of changes. But probably one of the biggest and craziest things that I have to tell everybody watching this is in 2025, I don't care if it's for this person or this person, real estate is going to have a massive change. And change means opportunity. Now, change, if you do what you're just used to doing, is going to be completely terrible. And one thing I always tell everyone is there is a book here that I absolutely love. And I've talked about this book forever. It is called, How Real Estate Fortunes Are Made by George Bockel. This is a book from 1972. This was an old man, by the way, in 72. He was an old man talking about creative finance, wholesaling real estate. I'm going to ruin this artifact. Wholesaling real estate, lease options, creative finance, all these things, advertising, all these massive, crazy things. And he basically talked about the massive changes of the day, which were very, very similar to today. Talking about how there's these high interest rates and how are we going to do deals in real estate in this type of environment. Now real estate interest rates are going down. And in the 70s, he had this issue. And it was very similar to the 20s when he was a young buck getting in the real estate space. And almost 100 years pass, and we're still talking about the same things. And Mark Twain says this, and this is an important quote: history doesn't repeat itself, it rhymes. And we are seeing a complete rhyming of what's going on and some massive changes in the real estate space. So let's talk about it. Guys, keep the comments civil. I could care less if you're for this guy or for that gal. Who cares? Honestly, at the end of the day, this is not going to affect you becoming successful or not. Okay. Let's kind of talk about number one, real estate prices, what's going on. I think that's going to have the biggest, most massive change in 2025. That yes, it has an insane impact on wholesaling. If you've been a wholesaler for at least 5-6 years, you saw what happened in it was probably like 2018, 2019, all the way up now, this big run up in real estate prices, you saw that in a big effect. Like you're making massive real estate deals, but also a lot of sellers were having some issues where like they wanted too much for their house, right? That was a massive issue we had. And we kind of combated that really well. But now we're having interest rates and things are getting steamy. So we're going to talk about this, right? Number two, new marketing laws. Yes, there are brand new wholesaling real estate quote marketing laws happening and a lot of what I call marketing trends. And we're going to have to kind of talk about that. One massive wholesaling guru Fed scheme is getting away in 2025 that I want to talk about. And probably the most exciting part is new marketing methods. That's right. There's new methods to marketing that me and Rick have been focusing on because we've seen some crazy trends, right? We've seen some concerning trends, some good trends, and things we got to talk about exactly where you should be focusing wholesaling in the future, and really how I think everyone can succeed today. So make sure you guys buckle down, sit down. Make sure you guys go to the YouTube channel, subscribe, and let's get it. And okay, cool. All right. So we're going to go. We're ready, and we are set up. So let's get this going right now, and let's break it all down. So new marketing methods, I'm dropping it all today. Guys, keep it chill. Okay. Keep everything chill, and we'll be all good. So let's talk about the first and most important part, real estate prices. This is the thing I think a lot of people, and I'm getting a lot of comments, and I'd love to see, guys, what in the chat, let me know. Do you think real estate prices are going up, or do you think they are going down? I get a lot of people think real estate prices are actually going to be going down, and I see another half of people thinking real estate prices are going to be going up. Now, let me give you a shocking statement, okay? What is going to affect real estate prices? Guys, supply and demand. That is it. That is the only factor of if real estate is going to go up in 2025 or if it's going to go down. This is pretty much it. There's no other way around this. It's supply and it is demand. Now, with new policies and effects and trends, supply is going to go up and down. And one of the biggest factors of this is when interest rates go down, it's cheaper to buy houses and cheaper to get mortgages. So usually demand goes up. So let's kind of talk about, supply and demand really quick, right? When there's more houses on the market, like 2008, 2009, right? Everyone's trying to get rid of their house, fire sale it. The economy was worse. Prices went lower. There's more supply. When there's more Pokemon cards of your favorite Pokemon, prices go down. And when there's less of them, they're more rare, it's more valuable. Or if it's harder to get something, right? Again, if more people want to buy a house, usually higher prices. For example, more people want to live in Austin, Texas, than they want to live in Crandall, Texas, with a population of 3,000 people. There's just more jobs, more people, and usually better infrastructure, hospitals, things like that. One massive one's like school districts. More people want a piece of real estate in a good school district versus a bad school district, right? Very, very important. Now, we have one massive issue in 2025. We are short around 3 million homes for the average American. Now, what does this mean? What I mean by this is if you have a regular job and you want to go just live by yourself and you have the average salary in the United States, you could probably not afford to rent it out. You're going to have 5 or 6 roommates. It sucks. Now, I'm not out of touch reality. I am a multimillionaire real estate investor, wholesaler, extraordinaire, whatever you want to call it. But I know for a fact, even in the cities that I live in, the cities that I wholesale and across the United States, when you're looking at 22, 23, 24, 25-year-olds getting out of college, they can't afford to pay for rent usually, unless they live in the middle of nowhere, right? And that sucks. And the problem is, us in the United States, we actually don't have enough homes. Now, that's when everyone gets political. Oh, well, these people aren't citizens and they're living at... I'm not getting into all this. I'm just telling you, there is a massive shortage of houses in the United States. I think everybody can agree on that. All right. If you live, okay, I literally was just in Orlando. There's a massive shortage of houses, right? Or the house you want to be is like $700,000-$800,000, right? I recently had a cousin who she was trying to buy a house with her husband, and she, love her to death, but it's like, I want a 4-bedroom, I want a 5-bedroom. And it's like, well, She made a good salary, right? Her husband was just like, yeah, you can't get a 4 or 5 bedroom for 100 grand in South Florida anymore, right? They don't do that in Fort Lauderdale. And it's kind of funny. And we always make this joke, if you're under like 30 years old, it's like, your grandpa bought a house for 2 nickels and a penny and it was 4,000 square feet. And if you look at the price of real estate compared to the average mortgage versus the average salary in the 60s, it was way better to buy a house. Like the average guy could afford a house with his wife or partner, whatever you want to call it. Now the average salary cannot afford the average mortgage. It is crazy, right? And so this is because real estate goes above inflation. And that's just basically how real estate goes. It's very expensive labor. People have been fighting for 15, 20, 30 bucks an hour. What do you think kind of happens? Labor prices just go up. The cost of things just go up. I'm not getting inflation. I'm not getting that whole thing. But yes, real estate has been going up very, very, very high. Okay. Now, one of the biggest issues of this, and no political candidate wants to talk about this, and this is the most political thing I'm going to say today, but there's actually a solution to the housing crisis in the United States. Now, everybody over the age of 50 that owns a home is not going to agree with the thing I say, and everybody under the age of 25 probably agrees with what I say. Now, both political candidates have said this is a massive issue. Number one, federal and local regulations have stopped housing prices from going down. Red and blue states. I don't care what you're going to call it. This, by far, I can die on this hill, is one of the biggest, most massive, not talked about things in real estate investing and real estate in general. I'm talking about this because there is a reason. Now, I look at, like anywhere, right? So I look at Dallas, Texas, right? If there's a lot of other vacant land, there's federal land, local land, all these land, there's so much land out there, right? And it's like, why is the house of Dallas like $400,000? Well, you could go out here, and Texas does not really count because Texas is actually decent about this. Let's look at Illinois, for example, right? If I wanted to build, for example, because I last couple weeks ago, I was in Paris, London. I went throughout the UK, right? And it's crazy that there's all these multifamily housing complexes everywhere, right? And I talked to a lot of people. They don't call real estate investing real. They call it property investing. But talking to them, it opens my mind, right? I've been to Milan, Italy, Switzerland, all these places this year, and it's like Europe's a lot different. I'm not saying we should be like Europe because they got a lot of issues too. But why can't I just build a bunch of multifamily and make it really cheap and just give affordable housing, make it $1,000 a month, and just have this massive complex? Let me tell you why. In Port St. Lucie, let's talk about Port St. Lucie, Florida. Okay, this is where I primarily locally wholesale, right? If I believe there's a housing shortage, I want teachers and sanitation workers and just hardworking Americans in my local city, I want them to have rent for $1,000 a month. Average rent is going to be $2,500, $3,000, right? If I want to go out here, me and Rick want to go get this, like there's a bunch of land in Port St. Lucie. I want to buy 7 acres, 10 acres, and make like 2,000 units, make it massive, call it Gin Tower. This is my dream. And I wanted to go do that. I would have to go to St. Lucie County and get it approved. Do you know what's going to happen if I try to get that thing approved? It will not get approved. Regulations have stopped this from happening. I would have been able to massively make affordable housing for every single person in my city. There's no political here. I would make a ton of money. The people benefit from this. Now, who gets hurt in the situation? Boomers. And I'm not saying that to be a jerk, but guess who's voting no or yes to these regulations? Oh, well, I own my house. I bought my house for $40,000. It is worth $600,000. And I am not going to let you do that because that means my home prices are going to go down. And then I say to them, well, your taxes will go down if real estate goes down. And it's not like you're going to go sell. Well, most people, their house in the United States of America is their biggest asset. And they will fight tooth and nail for that never, ever, ever to go down. And so I can't do it. So we talk about supply and demand. I want to get this massive input of supply that will never, ever, ever be allowed. And it breaks my heart. And so I just want to let everyone to know, no politics. This is just a passion thing for me. I can't go build a 5,000 unit complex in the city where I wholesale because zoning and regulations would never allow it. It just won't happen. Breaks my heart. I wish I could do that. That is my little spiel on this, but that's the biggest thing. Well, why don't we just build a bunch of multifamily like in Europe and in Asia, and regulations don't allow it. Heck, you go to blue states like in California, those people own multi-million-dollar real estate. They bought a house for 100 grand, worth 1.5 million in San Francisco. They would never allow affordable housing in that city. I'm not going to get into it. Both political candidates have certain solutions for this. I don't think any of them are really going to get anything done, just to be honest with you. But yeah, let's kind of talk about this and break this all down. Now, housing prices are going to go up in 2025. Because of this supply and demand issue, the biggest issue right now is getting homes built. In my local city, they actually put a 90-day restriction, they X'd it out, they banned it from any approvals for any building permits for the next 90 days because they're just trying to stop everything. Now, for all my real estate I own, doing pretty good, right? But what I'll tell you is in 2025, housing prices are going to go up. I hate to tell you this. This is the truth. Now, this is good for wholesaling to a point. It's also bad. You do not want real estate to be too high, but you also want to make good money on it. And it means if you lock up a deal, it'll sell really easy. It's a win-win. Buyers don't really know real estate price is going too high, so it's going to be good for the time being. Now, housing price is going to go up. No political candidate really has any good policies on this, and their policies kind of cancel each other out. So let's talk about this. Which candidate in this election for 2025, you're probably watching this after the election, so you already know, but which candidate is best for wholesaling? I'll be honest with you. They both cancel each other out. I'm talking about wholesaling real estate. I'm not talking about anything else. Don't cry to me. I'm not getting political, and there's 0 point. My political party is the Wholesaling Real Estate Party. Really could care less who gets elected to a point when it comes to wholesaling real estate specific issues. Everything else you guys can fight over. This is not the place for it. But they both are going to cancel each other out. Now, let's kind of talk about it. Let's talk about the first side. I'm going to call it the she side. All right. I'm not going to say it for the algorithm because the algorithm does not like it, but I'm kind of get screwed doing this. So let's kind of talk about what both candidates propose for real estate in 2025. So let's talk about it because I think they're going to have massive changes for real estate. So let's talk about the first part. This is not a political endorsement, a political thought, but okay. So this campaign is saying that she plans to build 3 million homes and reduce inflation. That's honestly, don't cry to me about this, okay? But I'm just telling you, it's actually not a bad idea, honestly. Okay, so now everyone's going to cry to me, think I'm some left-wing person. I'm not. I'm not some crazy right-wing person either. But I can get behind somebody trying to build 3 million homes. It lets me build houses for people. I'm all for it, right? Now, let's kind of talk about what this means. Now, this is going to cancel. Now, this sounds cool, but it ain't going to do snot. Let me tell you why. This is the AP reporting, guys. Oh, it's fake. I'm not going to get in the whole thing. But basically, they have a plan to build 3 million homes over the next 4 years. Now, I believe 1.1 million houses are built every year, and America needs like 1.7 built. Regulations are kind of the main issue here. Now, it's a lot different than the other candidate's approach. Now, this candidate basically says they're going to do it. Now, I'm not going to break down the whole thing. But basically, she's also saying that she's also on top of this going to increase home construction, which is good. Now, one of the ways she says it is to help tax incentives. She cancels herself here. I'll tell you why. But basically, she also said she's going to give $25,000 in assistance for first-time home buyers, which I'm telling you right now, that is going to have the biggest spike in real estate prices that we're going to see in a very long time. Guys, what do you think happens when we gave every American, $1,500? We just started printing money like crazy. Inflation went crazy. I think handing out $25,000 for first-time home buyers is a terrible idea. Because let me just be honest with you, okay? Now, it's not because I don't want to help people. It's because the price is only going to just increase. Like, home prices are just going to increase by 25 grand usually, and it's going to have no help. That's the problem, okay? Let me break it down like you're a little child, okay? Mommy and daddy give you $10 to buy candy. Now John gives you an extra $5. So now you have $15. You have an extra $5 and everybody else has $10. Does that help you? Yes, it does. Now, what if I gave every other kid with $10 in the candy store an extra $5? Well, me, the candy store owner, I'm just going to raise prices by $5. Pretty much nothing happens, right? That's the problem. If one person has the extra $5, it's great for them. Cool. When everyone has it, not good at all. So that's kind of the biggest issue with this, and I'm not getting the whole numbers on it. That's an issue too. And the problem is people don't really have the 25. It's basically basically the best way I can give it is like they borrow it, kind of like tuition. So just increase it. Not a good idea. On top of this, so I think building the houses though, I'm all good for it, right? So pretty cool, right? Would create tax. So the reason she's saying it's going to build more, it's not because of this. She said it will create tax breaks for home builders. Now, the tax break should be for people who own rental property. That would actually help the best. But she says it will expand existing incentives for companies to construct rental housing. I'm all for it. But guess who buys the rental housing? Not the builder, but us, the investor. Because local zoning often restricts the supply of homes, she wants to double the available funding to $40 billion to encourage local governments to remove the regulations. Encourage. So she's trusting the local government to start boosting it up. I'll tell her she is a vice president for somebody. This other person said they're going to do the same thing. Nothing happened. And that's not because I think the other political candidate is like this terrible, evil person. It's because when you try to encourage the local government, they're still not going to do it. Okay. Unless you actually make a real concerted effort, it's not going to do much. Just being honest with you. So this 3 million house thing, it's not going to work. I hate to tell you. She actually has to go out here and destroy the regulations on that. But there's some regulations are good. Oh, wow. I need my charger. Hold on. I forgot to charge the computer. Hold on. Give me 1 second so this thing doesn't go bad. 1 second. Let me give you my political ad really quick. I have a political ad on here. Where is it? Is it on here? I don't want to lose y'all. Here we go. Here's my wholesaling ad.
Hello, hi, Zach Goodman here. Have you or family been affected by a real estate wholesaling guru charging you $7,000 to learn wholesaling real estate when you could absolutely learn it for free? If you have been scammed tens of thousands of dollars from a wholesaling real estate mastermind, I want to help you. If your real estate wholesaling guru is bald or fat, you could be entitled to extra compensation. If you go right now to freewholesaling.com, you'll get the tools and compensation needed of a $7,000 wholesaling real estate course absolutely for free. As someone that is not an actual lawyer, that's the best I can do. I can give you a free wholesaling real estate course. So go to freewholesaling.com and better call Zach.
All right, we're back. Sorry about that. So, how to actually charge the computer. So I forgot that. Wow, that could have been really bad really quick. Okay, going back to this, not trying to bore you guys to death here. All right. So pretty much this political candidate ain't going to do anything. So just letting you know, if this person does get elected, I don't think anything really on this front's going to be done. Just being honest. Now, the other person is a real estate developer and they think that's going to fix it. Honestly, the other candidate actually has some very, very good ideas on this, but they shoot themselves in the foot with something else, which I'll explain to you later too. So this basically doesn't really do much. They talk about it. First-time homebuyer thing really isn't going to do much for it. I don't know like how the money's going to be paid for it. Not a good idea either. Now, this political candidate, when you say, oh, that's great, I'll be honest with you. Let's say she builds the 3 million houses. Great, cool, awesome, right? I'll be honest with you. Even with the home buyer program she wants to do, I don't think that's really going to do anything in real estate specifically. I'm just being honest with you. And also she has some massive issues. She said she is looking into doing national rent controls and price controls. I'm not getting political here. I'm not telling you, but if you want to control rent prices, that is the fastest way to just have people not want to own rentals. And then it just jacks prices up because no one wants to be a landlord, and you're going to be forced to own a house. Rent control is not a good idea. Really, really, really bad idea. She has that. I do not believe it. But good news, even if she gets elected, I don't think this is a good idea. I don't support that. It will never pass the Supreme Court. I don't think the Senate House will approve that. So we're presidents don't have that crazy power. Thoughts on taxing unrealized gains? Not really a good idea at all. That's not going to really pass at all. I don't think anything's really going to pass on that front. So we don't talk about it, but not good. Okay. Now, on top of this too, the whole rent control thing is absolutely the stupidest thing I could really think about in my life. That will explode. I'll tell you, if that gets in, that will explode real estate prices more than anything. Because it'll decrease prices. And then if you get the 25,000 and this, and everyone's looking to offload, prices are going to be jacked up because the regulations ain't going to do anything, and everyone's going to offset, and it'll be a disaster for real estate investing. Flippers are going to be a massive thing, and no one's going to look to do anything, and there's going to be loopholes with it. I know in California they constantly renovate the property to keep jacking rents up. Not good. Now let's kind of look here, right? So let's go here. All right. So she wants to take also this big thing on abusive corporate landlords. So if you own more than 50 houses, I think she wants to get rid of key tax benefits. So basically, if you look here, she has got a couple plans. She had 10,000, now it's 25. I think she's just promising crap. That's just my opinion. Now the current president has had their thing. He already called for withdrawing tax credits for landlords who raise the rent. Honestly, I'll tell you, nothing really got passed on that end. So I don't think she's going to do anything, but it's very dangerous to do that. Now, let's talk about the red side, okay? Because everyone thinks this person is like Mr. Real Estate and it's the greatest thing in the world, okay? I'm not endorsing anybody because I think they both have, I don't think any of them are going to do really any good changes for real estate in general, for wholesaling. Now, let me tell you why. The other side has some issues. Number one, the good. Let's talk about the good. The other side has promoted that they are going to lower regulations to build on federal and local land, which I'm all for. He said he's going to cut the red tape where you can basically build on federal lands as long as it's not like a park or anything really important. And I'm all for that, right? Hey, go ahead. Build more houses. That's what we need in the United States, right? Here's the issue. He said on his first day, he is going to basically try to deport every single person that is not a citizen and illegal. I'm not going to say the word because of YouTube. Now, half the people on here are going to be like, yeah. And the other half think that's bad. Now, as a real estate investor, developer, builder, whatever you want to call me, that is very bad for real estate prices. I hate to tell you this. If I had to hire I don't know if I can say this. Let's just talk about builders. If they had to hire only citizens, housing prices would probably increase by 20-25%. Just being honest. It's really hard to get Americans to actually want to do actual work. And usually it's people not do it. And that is not good. Okay. And Americans don't like to work hard. They like their breaks. And people who come from outside the United States work way harder than people that live in the United States most of the time. 100%. I will back that statement by anybody. Now, one thing I will tell you here is I think what that guy wants to do with the immigrant situation, I think he can get it done. I don't think he really too much red tape on that end. And I think he's lowered regulations before. So what he is going to do is basically build more houses, and he's going to make the labor shortage even worse, which kind of, it neutralizes everything. It's kind of a wash. Now, he has pushed, and he's really the only president we've seen who has actually commented on Jerome Powell and the Fed and rates. Now, he has wanted rates to go to zero and negative before. And that means he is probably going to be more of a person to push lower rates than anything. which is going to bring real estate prices up. So if he's president, real estate prices go up. If she's president, real estate prices go up. I think we've kind of come to the same conclusion in real estate. So we can talk about the politics thing. I don't really want to because I think it's kind of stupid. Will he have a better economy? Some people say yes or no. I think the stock market is better with him. Is that a good thing? Who knows? But I will tell you, if supply doesn't increase, then prices go up, and most of them, I don't think we're going to have a crazy change. So yeah, that's what I could tell you. Guys, if you haven't voted yet, go out and vote your heart. Now you guys can talk about your thing. Now, the last thing I want to talk about with the other side, the other candidate, is they want to do some massive tariffs with China. They want massive tariffs with other countries. One thing I will tell you is I am not the tariff king, and I'm not the person who's going to comment too much about this. But I will tell you, usually when you put a 20% tariff, the price gets done to the end consumer. So if the nuts and bolts and the manufacturing of a lot of things get done in China and I have to pay an extra 20%, the cost of building a house is going to be way more expensive. The cost of renovating is going to be way more expensive, and tools and things like that. So that is one kind of key thing. Like you look at these TVs, I think they were probably manufactured in Korea if they're Samsung, right? Just being honest. And it's not a bad thing, right? But I am telling you that means more working in the United States. I think AI and robots will help a lot of it. But like I'm just telling you, we could see real estate prices increase with tariffs and just the cost of things. So we could see that go, but the economy gets better. So who knows? But that's all I'm going to say on that. You guys can comment, fight all day you want. Helps the algorithm. So keep it up. Blah, 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 blah. But like very, very important we understand this. Now, it's important to be educated. I think a lot of people here, and the reason why I wanted to make this video too is I think a lot of people think, oh, if this candidate's in, it's good, and this candidate's in, it's bad. I'll be honest with you. I really don't think one is going to change your life. It's really up to you to change your own life. That's all I can say. So, yes, real estate prices will be going up in 2025. That is on that. Now, let's talk about the marketing. Let's talk about the actual wholesaling end. That's actually way more exciting to me. The BBL wholesalers, PPL, my bad. PPL, BBL, same thing. Gurus are lying to you. We have had this crazy thing in 2024 and coming into 2025 of how PPL is the greatest thing in the world. It is going to change your life. And most wholesaling gurus have told you to go get BBL leads. Sorry, PPL, my bad. I keep messing up here. But basically what I mean by this is these gurus told you pay $200 a lead, get 10 leads, and you'll close deals. They're basically telling you to spend $3,000 and hopefully close some deals. And if you're bad at closing deals, you got nothing. I've said time and time again, this is probably one of the worst things you can do because these PPL leads, these PPL leads are terrible because the average PPL lead, right, is, I think a lot of people have questions about that. It's a joke. It was from BBL Drizzy, Metro Boomin. That's a diss to gurus. That's my diss to gurus. But basically, what I'm telling you, these BBL gurus, is they keep trying to tell you that, oh man, it's a lead, it's secret, nobody knows about it, it's the best. You pay them $300 and no one's talked to this person. The craziest thing about this, and it absolutely breaks my stinking heart, is the average PPL lead. So what the PPL company does is they run Facebook ads, SEO, pay-per-click, whatever you want to, usually pay-per-click, sell my house fast Houston. The problem is that average seller clicks on 4 or 5 of them. So when you sell that lead for $300, guess what happens when you call them? You're the 4th guy to call me. Huh. So I paid $300 for a lead that 5 other people are already talking to. Huh. That's crazy. And that's the problem with this whole PPL scam. And now it's been perpetuated by these gurus because they'd go on live and some guy funnels them for free and then they close them. Oh, I'm the best closer in the world. I just buy a lead and boom, I close them. Any Joe Schmo can do it. It's about the marketing. It's about closing that lead that doesn't really want to sell too much and then getting over the finish line. That's what a good closer is to me. Rolling over a low hanging fruit's not good to just being honest. But the thing is, everyone does it. You know why? Because it's easy. It's easy to spend 40 grand on paper lead and then go close them and feel like I'm the best guy in the world. I could do it to feed my ego and make me feel like I'm a good guy. I like going after the hard ones because the easy ones we already know how to close them, right? My scripts and everything already show you how to do it. And so the gurus made it seem easy. They always had their affiliate links. And the leads used to be $50 a lead. And now the BBL gurus got in there, and now it's $100 a lead. And now we're at almost $200-300 a lead. Now the FCC, the Federal Communications Commission, or I think that's right, the FCC basically made it illegal starting in January of 2025 that what basically PPL companies do is they go pay $40 for a PPC lead, sell it to you for $200, but they make it a marketplace. Anybody can go buy it. And the thing is, one of the CEOs shall remain nameless, but they basically told me, "Oh, you don't know what you're talking about because you don't promote me." I'm like, "Well, I don't promote you because I don't believe in the model." And then he said some very choice words. The funniest thing about that is what basically happens is there's what we call opt-out language, opt-in management law, which basically means that if I am harvesting the lead myself, I cannot resell it to somebody, what PPL does, without prior written consent from the person who opted in. So it's pay-per-click. You got to put your opt-in information. Once that opt-in information, whoever that opt-in info goes to, they have to keep that lead. They cannot give it to anybody else. And I knew about this regulation because my friend he does insurance. And one day, his sales were drying up because they were paying for a service who was doing pay-per-click and SEO leads, and they would sell him leads that they would get inbound and then sell it for money, and then that's how he'd close them. And the crazy thing about it is with this new regulation, that agency shut down. And the same thing's happening in wholesaling, but everyone's got their head in the sand. No, it's not going to happen. All these people talking about, a lot of them don't talk about it, some do talk about it. But the problem is, this is going to make sure that you have an agency agreement with the PPL company, and the PPL company, right when the opt-in happens, it has to go to you, which means they can't bid it out, which makes it cheaper. It's going to double your PPL prices, and that means we're having 600, 700, 800 leads. And shout out Ace Cox, he is the guy in Richmond, Virginia to be dealing with. Ace, please everyone give you your email or your handle. Great guy. He's the guy to JV with in Richmond, Virginia. He's done a lot of deals. He actually spoke at the event, and we actually have his video. If anyone can in the comments give his talk, that'd be really cool. It's on the YouTube channel, on Flip with Rick YouTube channel. Please give his talk on there. It was awesome talk. I think everyone should click and watch it after this, obviously. But this is a great reminder. Great advice. You can't pay your way through wholesaling. You either do the work or go do something else. No shortcuts in this business. Guys, I can't even say it better. You cannot pay your way to marketing. That is not how it works. You have to learn, scratch away, get the skills. And so when you're good at selling, you're good at marketing and all these things, then the business thrives. It's really important. So Ace REI, give him a shout out, give him a follow. Great guy to be dealing with in Richmond, Virginia. You got a deal. Now, I will tell you, these BBL gurus are lying to you. I was going to say BBL prices. Oh boy. PPL prices are going to double. It's unnecessary. And these gurus keep shoving it down your throats because it's easy for them and they get a lot of commissions. Not a good idea. I do not like that. So it is a money pit. Tell you, don't get it. I see so many people lose 5, 6, 7, 8 grand because it's really easy to spend your money. It's like a casino. Don't do it. Now, is PPL going to be dead in 2025? I think most of it is. I think it's dead now. You buy $300 for a PPL lead, and there's 5 or 6 people already talking to the seller. Not fun. PPC also has that thing, but PPC does work in certain markets. It doesn't. Yeah. Now, the next marketing thing I do want to tell everyone is SMS text blasting is back. Now, a lot of people will be like, wait, what do you mean? SMS sucks. This election cycle, I think everyone can agree with me. We have had more texts than I get 15 texts a day from this candidate, and I've been sharing them on the Discord lately a lot. I have gotten some of the most creative texts from these political candidates that I've been implementing in my wholesaling. It's working really, really good. I kind of want to share a couple of them that I got just to show you how creative they are that I'm actually using my own business right now. But a lot of people are, so everyone said the death of texting happened in 2023, 2024 because of this massive change, right? There was this massive big push for opt-out language, the stir, shaken, A2P, and that kind of killed a lot of things because people didn't like opt-out language. Now, you get these political texts and they all have the opt-out language. Now, version 2 of X Leads, we've actually developed this, and I'm not going to talk about it, but version 2 of X Leads is actually going to have some capabilities of this, hopefully. Who knows? Where you can actually change your opt-out language and do it like the political candidates do. Give the advantage of the political candidates back to you. Right now, you need a website, you need an EIN. You don't actually need an EIN actually with the X Leads version 2, which I'm not going to talk about that right now, but you need the opt-out language. Now, if you do it like the political candidates, which I'm actually showing you how to do, let's kind of talk about this. So let's do this really quick. All right, let's see. Here we go. All right, let me show you some of these creative. I actually did in the Discord. By the way, guys, if you are not in Wholesaling Houses for Real Discord, you are missing out. We have over 10,000 people in that Discord right now, which is absolutely insane. It is growing at an insane amount. But let's go inside the Discord really quick. I want to show you kind of what I was posting on here. So this is inside the Discord. Just go to zachdiscord.com and you'll actually be able to actually be in the Discord. So zachdiscord.com. Oh, Lord. Okay. So let's get out of here. We had a little political. People went a little political today. But basically, let's go here. Let's see here. Oh, boy. I did a little poll in the Discord. I said, who you guys are supporting? I was actually kind of curious. 85-15. That's actually insane. I thought it'd be like 70-30. But okay. Where is it? I think I posted it in last night. Let me see here. Let's see. I'm trying to find it really quick. Jeez, you guys post a lot in here. Where is it? I thought I had it. Right here. Okay. I said these are some good texting openers. And honestly, guys, I think you should steal these. They're really good. And I've learned a lot from these political candidates. Number one, are your notifications turned off? All caps. Guys, that is an amazing intro to a text. I don't care if you hate this political candidate or not. That is a great intro to a text. And we all in wholesaling should be doing this. Okay. Next here was the other side had a really good one too. They said like a curse word in the beginning, right? Darn it. I was like, that's actually a good opener. Darn it, quotation marks. That's a great opener. And I think I'm learning a lot. And do you see how the end? So, okay. First of all, they want to stop the other candidate. So the opt-out language had stop them, but you had in the opt-out, you have to have the word stop in it. So like stop the gurus. And I put that in the end, right? And I was like, that's really creative to put stop him because you need the word stop in the opt-out language. That's high level thinking right there. Shout out to those people there. But they also put stop to end. So it's not like stop to opt out, but they're able to put stop letter, like basically the number 2 end. Like that's really, really smart. That's really, really smart. So I was actually pretty dang impressed by that. So shout out to basically the Discord. I'm getting all these texts. So basically what I mean by this is there's some massive changes going on with texting. People are used to this opt-out language, and texting, Twilio has now allowed you to change the opt-out language if you do it the right way. X Leads version 2 is heavily researched, and I've spent a lot of money making the right ways. I found out who the political candidates basically use, and I back-ended it for wholesaling. We just got to wait for the end of the month for version 2 of X Leads, and we'll talk about it. But basically, texting is back, and that's pretty dang exciting. Now, you need a website. You need opt-ins on the website, which I have been working on very hard, but I'm not going to talk about that right now. But texting is going to have a massive increase because people are used to opt-out language now. And with AI, you're going to talk about it. So, yeah, I ain't going to talk about the whole thing, but I'm telling you, massive, massive changes is going on texting, which is good. That means texting is getting better. Now, I will tell you, nobody knows how to text the right way either. So I'm going to have to kind of do some more live texting and show you some really cool, interesting things we're doing. But nobody knows how to text like a human being anymore. They all sound like robots. And I think that absolutely sucks. But okay, let's talk about the next thing. This year, there's been more of these skip tracing companies, and they're going cheaper and cheaper, right? You have some really outright terrible skip tracing companies that charge 11 or 9 cents. I think we know who we're talking about. Really, really terrible, terrible quality skip tracing. They get the skip tracing for like half a penny, and they resell it to you for 11 cents. Everyone knows what we're talking about. Terrible, terrible quality data, and just doesn't work. And that model just doesn't work at all. You know, charging for skip tracing. XLeads does it well. Version 2 is coming out. Just, but I'm not a good winker. But basically, no, contact rates have been plummeting for cold calling and texting. And this is not inherently a bad thing, but I kind of called this 2 years ago. This is supply and this is demand. This is a massive, massive supply and demand issue because there's a lot of sites that give out basically unlimited free skip tracing and free skip tracing out here. And so a lot of these skip tracing companies that are down to half a penny or a penny or 2 pennies, right? And the thing about that is it is massively changing the way that we have the ability to get information, right? So for example, back when I started wholesaling, you didn't have PropStream. You didn't have any of these softwares that have been there forever, right? You had to go to List Source and pay 20 cents a lead or 3 cents a lead if you got the lucky codes that me and Rick did. And it was really expensive to pull a high equity list. You couldn't really pull a pre-foreclosure list or any of this stuff. And the main issue here is, okay, now the softwares came in, you still have to spend a bunch of money for skip tracing. Now, here's the problem. A lot of these companies have made skip tracing really, really cheap. And this means more people are able to call more than ever. And this means there's more supply than there's demand of deals. And so contact rates have been going down a little bit. I'm sipping on Guru Tears, by the way. Shout out to the greatest beverage vessel ever in existence. I drink Guru Tears every morning. Salty today. But basically, they don't want to see me on these lives. They don't want to see me give actual information. They want to tell you that PPL is great and, you know, go spend 11 cents for skip tracing or 9 cents or somewhere in between. That's great. For about, yeah, no. Okay. So basically contact rates have been plummeting for a very long time. And this is not like, it's not like it's been from 20 to 4%, but it's like it's 20 to like 17, which doesn't seem like a lot, but it is, it's 15, 20% decrease. Honestly, you look at it, right? The main issue with this is because of just people are getting more skip trace numbers than ever. And the problem with this is these skip tracing companies that give a lot of free data, a lot of them buy the data and then they kind of don't re-pull it. They pull it once because it's expensive to pull, and then they just don't, you know what I mean? Like they don't refresh the data. They don't see, oh, did the numbers change? They just kind of keep them because it's free. You should be happy with it. Nobody else really does it. And, you know, XLeads were kind of upset that we want perfect refresh data all the time. I'm not going to get in that right now. And so a lot of these companies that give the free skip tracing, they're really low quality, and they're becoming more low quality. And so the problem is that means that's more dialing you're doing because you don't have to pay for skip tracing. The more dialing you're doing, the lower quality of the phone number, and the lower quality of the phone number is less contact rate. So it's not even because there's more skip trace, because you're calling more. When you're calling more and you don't want to change the numbers, it's not good. Also, these dialers are stupid expensive. Guys, I think paying $110 a month for a dialer is crazy expensive. At XLeads, you know, I am the CEO of XLeads. Wow. I kind of broke down and got my own report of how much does it really cost for a dialer. And the math of what it costs a software company to charge you for a dialer is like $20 a month. And they're selling it to you for $100. I'm like, huh. Maybe version 2 can do something about that. Who knows? Texting is like ridiculous too. So I'm not going to talk about what's going to go happen with XLeads version 2. All I could say is stay tuned. And I'll probably get XLeads now. So when the version 2 drops in less than a month, the price is already locked in for that. I don't want to get into it right now. But basically, contact rates are plummeting. So what's the key to this? We need higher quality skip tracing. We need to be able to have cheaper dialers. The reason why we need cheaper dialers is so we can have more budget to pay for more phone numbers. I know most people do not pay for enough phone numbers because these gurus and these software companies are charging like $20 a line. It's crazy. So the number one thing today without the new XLeads drop is niche marketing is going to be key here. And I think we got to go harder in the paint on doing niche marketing. I don't think a lot of wholesalers, $150 for Mojo. That's crazy expensive, but for 3 lines, it's actually a pretty dang good deal. I'm talking about for single line dialer. But niche marketing is going to be key here. Niche marketing, it's always about supply and demand. If less people can get this list, usually that list is going to be a lot better. When less people can get a list, it is usually going to be worse. And so what I want you to really understand here today is niche marketing is going to be key. Going after lists that you cannot pull from a software and you cannot skip trace all within the software like that. Now, it's inherently a good thing, but there's massive downsides to it because everyone will do it. And so what I'll tell you is niching down your marketing. So probates. Now, that's another big reason at XLeads, we have a probate scraper. We can actually pull all the probates in every county in the United States and give it out to everyone. And it'd probably be a really dang good advantage for me to do. First of all, it's super expensive because it's very, very expensive. But also, probates are so valuable. Me and Rick are so scared if we just give it out to everyone, it would become a stupid saturated market, a saturated list. And the power of probates aren't going to be there anymore. So we have it only within the AI stacked list for now. It makes you have XLeads, and the probate data is kind of secure. And I don't want any other software really to steal that information that XLeads has. And so we kind of keep on the DL. It's for the AI stacked list. It's going to be in there, but that's all I can tell you for now. Maybe in the future, who knows? But niche marketing is going to be key here. So probates, code violations, fire damage properties, water shutoffs, tax delinquencies, right? A lot of these lists that are a lot harder for your software company to be pulling, even XLeads, you should be doing. So I tell everybody drawing for dollars is going to be king still, right? Just go in your card looking for ugly houses, reverse drawing for dollars, all these different things. I'm telling you, just putting sticky notes on houses, that is going to actually get you deals and actually make you money wholesaling. So I'm telling everybody watching this, niche down everything. Niche down everything. That is it. Okay. Niche everything down. If you niche it down, it'll be good. And so that's my crazy thing. Okay. That is the one thing I want everyone to understand. The more niche you make the marketing, the better. Less people, more money. I love this comment. Actually says a dialer will be an upsell. AI stacking and all their one zip code is, yeah. So if you want to get one extra zip code per month for the rest of your life, it's $400 once. It's crazy. And I want you to understand, it's $7,000 if you want nationwide AI access for forever. Now, the reason is because if you look at the AI stacking, figure out how much it costs for ChatGPT to run an API. Okay. How about for an API for like 3,000 motivating factors, throw it into ChatGPT or any AI software, and then do that every single day for every single house in the United States for the next 15 years. How much is that API going to cost you at 2 or 3 cents? A lot more than $8,000. So like, just telling you, if you want an extra AI zip code, $400 the rest of your life, it's not $400 a month, it's $400 for life. But I'm not going to talk about, okay, you know what? She got me mad. So we're going to talk about that. Shireen, go email us billing at XLeads. We'll give you a refund to make sure you don't come back in. But basically, one thing I would tell you is, if you don't like the software, go get a refund. I could care less. It's for the people who actually want it. The dialer, let's do this in math. If let's say the average dialer is how much? X leads will do it for half at minimum of whatever a dialer will cost you. If we ever make a dialer, it costs me $20 for the dialer, which is the cost of most dialers. I will sell to you for $20. That's it. Simple as that. So that's it. So actually, we literally just give the cost of things and go from there. Not going to go the whole thing. But basically, niche marketing is going to be key. Reverse drawing for dollars is stupid important right now. Drawing for dollars is really important. Guys, if you can pull the arrest record list, it just, all the government lists that I've been telling you to do for 3 or 4 or 5 years now is becoming more important because less people are wanting to pull it overall in the wholesaling space. Now, the really cool part is, yes, I have more followers than ever, and that means more people know about government lists. But the amount of people that actually want to do the hard work and pull it, it's really low. It's still stupid low. And the amount of people that are actually go and pull the list every single month is very, 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 very low because people just don't want to work hard. I'm being honest with you. Everybody, as you can see, wants to complain. Everybody wants to find a reason to just cry about something. And a lot of people just don't want hard work. They want everything given to you and they want it for free. That is the best thing about wholesaling, is that the average person is a soft little baby when they get in this business. And because everybody, not everybody, but most people who get into wholesaling are soft little babies, they're like gurus. They want everything free and they want everything easy and they want it all to just come to them. They want a $40,000 check in a month without working at all. And the interesting part about that is if you are the top 5% of people who are getting into wholesaling and say, you know what? I'm actually going to work 10 hours a week, calling, texting, trying for dollars, shaving, whatever it is. And I'm actually just going to go above what the average person does. You will actually start doing deals every single month. When you stop living as a victim, when you stop living in anxiety and you start complaining that life happens to me, not for me, your life starts changing. You have this thing, what we call the upward spiral. When you start doing better things happen to you. When you talk to more leads, you get more offers, and more offers, more money, more contracts, more deals. But when you want to complain and you just want to just give negative energy to things and you don't think of the positive sides of everything, that's it. I'm here to burst your bubble of your excuse in your life. Guys, there's not one thing in this world that you cannot get that if another person has done it, that it cannot be done. What I mean by this is if another man has made $1 million wholesaling this year, that means you as a man can make $1 million. If a woman this year has made $5 million wholesaling, that means you as a woman can do it. If another person has done it, it can be achieved. That is the American dream. And that dream is 100% alive today. Guys, I make millions of dollars wholesaling real estate because I put my mind to it. And I've seen other people do it, so I know I could do it. Now, as long as things are not outside the realm of human physics, and what I mean by this is if somebody else has done it, you can do it too. And that is the benefit of wholesaling real estate. The benefit is you are watching me, who makes millions of dollars every single year wholesaling. If I can do it, heck, probably a lot smarter than me, you can go out here and do it too. And so that is the point of what I'm begging you to do today. Go out here and actually make the most out of your life. There are changes happening in this business, but the ones that go in here in the comments and cry about it, about how everything's terrible and bad, you can cry about it. But complaining makes you broke. Saying Roger that, making the change and actually not being a victim, guys, you have the ability. I want you to understand that you were born today. You were born one day not to just piddle around life and just suffer and deal with it. You were born and put into this world so you can conquer, reach your goals, and do anything you set your mind to and live the best life you possibly can. That is why you were going out here and you have been blessed with being alive. There's somebody your exact age in your state that did not wake up this morning because of who knows what happened. And the thing is, you have been blessed, absolutely blessed, to be alive at this very moment when people younger than you have passed away. And you have been giving all of these gifts. You're richer than any man or woman in the graveyard. You are having the gift of life. And that means you should be excited, jacked up to go out here and get rich and live the life for you, your family, and to help everybody around you. So do not be going out here complaining to me. Guys, you want to go out here and cry, complain. I'll do for X leads. If you ever have a problem with X leads, I'll make it right by you. I'll refund you. I'll give you money. I gave a guy $2,700 the other day because he said, I don't like this. I said, here's your money back. I don't care. But the one thing I will not tolerate in wholesaling is somebody that complains, somebody that has an issue with things. Guys, you have to take life by what happens. Whoever gets elected today, it's not going to change your life. You have complete control over if you're going to get rich or not. There are people in really weird, bad countries that build businesses that make millions of dollars. It doesn't matter the political environment. It's about you. You are the biggest contributing factor. Now, let's talk about probably one of the biggest booms happening in wholesaling for 2025. And this is going to be the JV boom. I think more and more, so many people are trying to be lone wolves in wholesaling. And I've seen more broke people, I'm going to call them broke when they're starting out, no money at all, getting their first deal, just joint venturing with somebody, because you go to X leads and just find a buyer's list like that and dispose the deal in 5 seconds, than anything else. And one of the biggest tragedies that I've had in wholesaling this year is I see people who lock up contracts, young kids who don't know how to find a buyer. They don't know the process and they don't want to talk to me, and they just lose out on the deal and the money goes to a stupid guru or a stupid realtor. Realtor. I get a little pin right here, right? But the thing is, a lot of people are joining the Discord, ZachDiscord.com, and they're joining the live streams and they're being part of the community. And the really cool part about this is they are going out here and working with other, and shocker, when you collaborate and work and be a part of a community, free by the way, you actually start not complaining when you're with other successful people. You actually go out here and start winning, because most people, and I let me know in chat, tell me this is true or not. Where you're at in life right now, you're probably surrounded by complainers, people who do not want to make a business or do not want to make an active change in their life to get rich. You're probably people that work a job, live 9 to 5, and then they just live for the weekend and go back to the grind and everything sucks. You're watching this because you're not like that. You actually want to get rich. You actually want to take care of your family. You actually want to make a massive risk. But you're not with people that are just like you. You're not with those crazy people that actually want to make a change in their life. And the thing about this is, if you're not with those people and you're surrounded with people telling you can't do it, you can't do it, it's not good. When it's people that want to support you and people actually have been there before, you are with a network of people that actually have done this business and do well and just are successful and positive, you end up doing better. And so I've seen a big JV boom happening. And I think the Discord's the best one because most people have to pay 50, 60, 70 bucks a month for a Discord that I give out for free. I spend a lot of money on it because I think people should get it for free. Guys, stop trying to be a lone wolf in wholesaling. Okay? Join a free community, work with other people, and actually start working with others. I think one of the worst things I see people say, Zach, I got screwed on a deal. And I'm like, well, if you just ask the Discord with 10,000 people, some very successful, some not successful, some beginners, and they all listen to me. They're all like little mini-me's. That could be a bad thing. But basically, hey, this guy wants to JV with me, but he's told me don't sign a JV. We can just trust me, bro. If you ask the Discord, do you think that's a good idea? Everyone in the Discord would say that is a bad idea. I would have commented that's a bad idea on the Discord because I'm very active in there. And you have not gotten screwed on your deal. So the truth is, if you just were in a community, you wouldn't get screwed on a wholesaling deal, right? And that's the thing. Even in the Discord, like we have people that are verified, people that are verified that have closed over $250,000 of wholesale transactions. I personally verify everyone in the Discord with a green check mark. That is a verified close that actually closed 200 grand of HUDs. So you know who's giving you advice or javing with you is a fraud or not. And so that I try my best for this. And so I see people that lose out. Hey, what's a good title company for Kansas City, Missouri? If you ask the Discord, they will tell you. I have a Facebook group with 145,000 people in it, right? So the cool part about this is you could join a community. You don't have to be alone in wholesaling. And one part I told everyone to copy me is, guys, I was not alone in my wholesaling journey. I had Rick with me. And that was massively, massively helping me out with my confidence because I had somebody who's actually doing it. It was a community of two, but it helped me out a lot. Hey, I had a question I could ask him. You have a question about wholesaling, you can ask all these verified people that are actually doing great deals. And the cool part is usually you have to spend $12,000, $14,000, $15,000 on this. You get to do it for free. What other way can you be in a network or room virtually with successful people that aren't trying to take money from you? Ain't going to happen. Still, one massive issue I see in wholesaling is we're roughly still being overcharged for most software. Most wholesaling softwares have 50% affiliate commissions, which means if something's $100 a month, it really only should be charged $49 a month. So that's a big issue. And so one thing I'm doing to combat that is XLeads version 2 is coming out in November. I can't say it yet. End of November. So just go to xleads.com. That is my wholesaling software. Is the best wholesaling software out there. Pull list. It's actually a $40,000 disposition software on top of that too, that I give out for $159 a month. It's $49 a month if you want to just get the basic version of it. $49 a month. Well, the average software is $120. Well, $97 if you don't want to get done with skip tracing. You compare those. But the cool part is XLeads is amazing for $49 a month, but we are giving out version 2, which means we are completely changing the entire platform, and we are going to load it up with stuff. Now, I did say there's going to be a slight price increase. I don't know about it anymore. Maybe not. Maybe I definitely will. But basically, I'm not even saying this to sell it, but there's going to probably be a slight price increase. So if you want to lock it in now, you can go to xleads.com. And for anybody that gets it before the version 2, you're going to be rewarded with the prices will never go up for you ever, ever, ever. Now, if you are somebody that wants to wait, you can wait. It's not going to be like a double price. It's not going to be $190 a month for the basic, right? But I'm just telling you, it's going to be pretty dang cool. So yeah, version 2, it's coming out, or just go now to xleads.com and check it out. I think it's going to be pretty cool. But overall, guys, I'm not here to talk about XLeads too much. I want to talk about probably the most important thing I can tell everybody. No political candidate is going to affect you getting rich in 2025. That is it. Not one political candidate is going to affect you getting rich wholesaling real estate in 2025. I don't care if it's him. I don't care if it's her. Not one political candidate here is going to change the way you are going to get rich. So should we focus on it if it's not going to affect us? Probably not. I think we should focus on how the candidate's going to affect real estate pricing. But really outside of that, I go live. I go live a lot. You are obviously going to hear me go live. I am probably the only wholesaling person in the space that will go live and actually tell you facts. I do not want to cry. I'm not going to cry and tell you, oh, you go buy my $14,000 program. I just want to give the information for free. That's it. And I'm telling you right now, stop trying to think that politics is going to change your life. Now, I'm going to say this is going to be very upsetting too. If the Dallas Cowboys win the Super Bowl or not, it's not going to change how much money you make. I think it's funny when people say, "Oh, we're gonna do good this year." It's like it's a multi-billion-dollar organization. They don't care about you; they care about your money. But also on top of that too, yeah, I'm a big Miami Dolphins fan. That's great when us win the Super Bowl. But at the end of the day, if your football team wins or not, it doesn't affect how much money you make. So for everybody that is broke, still watch your football team, but you should be focusing more about how to change your life. And the best way to change your life is to learn how to wholesale real estate and get rich. Then the question is, how do I learn wholesaling? Guys, I have a free wholesaling course. There's no upsell. There's no credit card. It's completely free. The only reason I have this course is YouTube does not allow me to show you how to pull a probate list from the county for free. The reason is because if I pull out the county website and show you how to do the court dockets, YouTube's privacy policy, I'm technically doxing people. That's what they say. And they will take down my video and eventually my YouTube channel. So I cannot share it anymore. I know that sucks. I know it's terrible. It drives me crazy. I can't do it. So I spend over 6 figures a year on private servers to pay editors to create a free course in my own website for wholesaling education. It's like the Netflix of wholesaling, but it's free. And if you want to go learn my free wholesaling course, it is called freewholesaling.com. The word free, the word wholesaling.com. It is freewholesaling.com. Freewholesaling.com. Okay. Freewholesaling.com. It's my free wholesaling course. Check it out. It is completely for free. If you want to go out here and check it out, and I'll teach you how to wholesale real estate for free. That is my course that is free for wholesaling. If you want to download my contracts, assignments, markets, all these things, it's going to be in there. Now, if you want to join my Discord, that is my community. It is $0. It is free. Go to zachdiscord.com. It can be a massive community of wholesalers. Just go to zachdiscord.com, join my Discord, and you will be able to be in a community of wholesalers, and that's pretty dang cool. So, freewholesaling.com, zachdiscord.com, and then once you actually start getting leads and deals and you actually want to start like ramping up your wholesaling business, go to xleads.com and then get xleads. You'll be pretty much good to go. Guys, I made literally a $50,000. This version 2 is going to be the $50,000 version of these other disposition softwares that I'm giving out pretty much at cost because I'm trying to put all these wholesaling softwares out of business. But yeah, Discord community is the best out there. I really appreciate it, guys. I try to work hard. I put a lot of time and effort into it so you guys can actually be in a community. I actually go live in that Discord every Friday at 8 p.m. Not on YouTube, never anywhere else. So pretty dang cool. So yeah. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Let's see here. So will 7-cent skip tracing be for version 2? Oh. I don't know. All I can tell you is, actually, I'll tell you one thing. Why I sip on my Guru Tears. Let's say after version 2, you're not going to want to get any other software. And I know I said that lighthearted the last time, but literally this time, there will be no point. Our software will be cheaper. You'll have every feature that every good software has, except ours will be cheaper and better data. And I'm not going to answer that question. How about, hopefully that helps you out. Oh, Steve. Steve. Oh, Steve. Ugh. There's been no law passed in wholesaling in the past year that's affected anything in wholesaling, in my personal opinion. Somebody said wholesaling was illegal in South Carolina because I'm an absolute troll of a human being. I did 5 wholesaling deals signed by a lawyer in South Carolina the month after it happened, just to flex on these BBL wholesalers, BBL gurus. So yeah, Steve, it's all in your mind. The monsters won't get you at night either. Have a nightlight, you'll be good to go. But yeah, I think you're overreacting here, Steve. Really, there's not one state that really even regulates wholesaling to an extent where you can't do it. At worst, in Illinois, you get a license, but outside of Illinois, you don't really need a license to do anything. Just being honest with you. And South Carolina actually has a law against agents wholesaling, but it explicitly allows non-agents to wholesale. There was an amendment the last minute in South Carolina to actually allow wholesaling and to verify and make it a clear definition that you can wholesale real estate any day. Sorry, screws wouldn't be crying about it. Wah. Could care less. Do you recommend this? I recommend xLeads. xLeads is half the price and way better. Awesome. see here. Cool. All right, let me answer some questions here. And a lot of people don't believe I'm live ever. And so let's share the time.gov to prove that I'm live. A lot of these gurus are never even live. They're like fake live. It drives me crazy. Here's the thing. If you're in Flipboard Plus, you can see me do the extended live stream and talk to me, and you'll know that, like, yeah, he's actually live. It's not fake. But yeah, just shared that just to show everyone what's up. Okay, that's a good question from Rinbin here. Rinbin says, how long to get a deal from nothing or with nothing? If you have no money and you want to get a deal, I'd probably say 30 days is roughly where you want to be at. Roughly. That's it. That's what I'd say. It's an interesting comment. And I'm going to do one last thing, right? Guys, comment. Don't say any words. I just want to comment an emoji. Okay, we're going to blow this thing up. I'm actually very curious to see. Comment a red heart or a blue heart, depending on which heart you are choosing today. I'm actually curious to see. Blow up the comment section with a red or a blue heart, and I'm going to see overwhelming which one it is. And I'm actually very, very, very curious on YouTube. What's the big difference? 8515 is kind of crazy. If you're on Instagram, show me too. We'll see roughly where we're at. Interesting. Okay. Oh, wow. Oh, boy. Oh, whoa. We got a lot of those. Okay. We're getting a lot of red hearts right now. Let's see if we find one blue heart. That'd be interesting. It's all red hearts. Jeez Louise. Okay. You got one blue heart. There you go. Just kind of curious to see the makeup of everyone watching this. And the reason I say that is, right, you get people on, the blue heart side that think that person is the best, or I think people voting on the blue heart side don't really think they're not happy voting for them. And the people on the red heart side, like, think this person's the greatest thing ever. I want you guys to understand, like, if you think your candidate's the best, guys, there's problems with all of them. And none of them are really going to solve most of the issues we have in the United States. And I really hate all these candidates that just make people hate each other the most. I think there's some way better candidates we can have out there. But I will tell you guys, politics is a personal decision. So you do whatever you want to do. But one thing I will tell you is I think everyone that is in the United States should have the right to vote. And we are blessed to be in a country where democracy, even if you don't believe in it or you don't believe that it's actual real thing, we're able to do it. And I know people that work in elections in Florida, right? It's not corrupt the way Florida does, the way that they do. And it's pretty dang good. And so one thing I'll tell you is whoever gets elected, I do trust pretty much most of these election countings. And so whoever it is, I think everyone should very much just trust it. And then boom, it's good to go. Now, I want you to understand this too, that whoever gets elected, it's done. I want you to say it's done. And so a lot of you guys, whoever gets elected, if you're on the other side, you're going to probably go on the streets and protest it. I see it happen, either candidate. I want everyone to understand this. If you put that energy of making a video, commenting about a political agenda, or protesting in the street about something, if you put that energy into cold calling, trying for dollars, and the reason I want to say this is I'm not saying don't protest, because there are certain things I think Americans have protested that were very, very good and very righteous. One thing I will tell you, though, is why do you go out in the streets and protest? Because something has hit your heart so hard that you're willing to take your most valuable asset, your time, and say, I want to change. I want to make a change, and I'm going to do action for this massive change, right? Makes sense, right? Guys, you'll do that. But when it comes to saying, you know what, I'm sick of this political thing, and you go and protest, say, I'm sick of being broke. I'm sick of not having enough money. I'm sick of not being able to retire my mom. I'm sick of this stupid stuff. I'm going to go out here and make a change. I'm going to protest by going out here and cold calling, texting, drawing for dollars, getting rich. I'm going to get a wholesaling deal and make money. That is my protest to the system. I'm going to get stupid rich so I don't have to deal with this stupid job anymore. You guys won't do that, but you'll go and protest whatever you want. Guys, actually make a truth. Okay? I'm telling you right now, if you want to go out here and make a change in your life, getting rich is the answer. Now, no political candidate really has a true solution to all of our problems. But one thing I will tell you is most of your problems in life right now, politically, that you think is an issue, most of your issue is you just don't have enough money. And what I mean by this, I am a multimillionaire. I can travel wherever I want. I can do whatever I want. I don't have to work anymore. It's great. I have a lot of money. It's nice. I've been pretty much in a lot of countries. If I don't like the politics in the United States, I can go get a visa and hang out in Japan for 2 months if I wanted to. I can go out here and live in Switzerland. Switzerland's probably the most beautiful place I've been. The mountains up there, it's amazing, right? So if I don't like the politics in the United States and I'm really passionate about politics, I can go to Switzerland for 2 or 3 months, go to live in an Italian villa for 2 more months, hang out in Paris. I do. And so the thing is, a lot of your political issues you have about, oh, I don't like this policy, just go to a country that has that policy. If you're rich. Okay, well, here's another issue. Okay. Well, I'm not rich. Well, go get rich so you can do that. If you're so passionate about politics, get stupid rich so you can go to a country that has the politics you like. So all roads lead to you wholesaling, you getting rich, and you making money in real estate. So guys, go to wholesaling.com, smash the like button, subscribe, and I'll see you guys soon. This is Zach signing out. Guys, go out and vote if you haven't voted yet. And that's it, guys. I appreciate it, and I'll see you on the next